and a lot of jibber jabber, as we call it.
Yeah. And we wouldn't be gentlemen if we didn't return the favour, would we?
Exactly. If we wouldn't be men, if we didn't return the favour and respond to it.
All the bad people seem to be crying. They all do a mental health. You know what they all do? A little mental. They blame on mental health and they do all that mental health flag and go, oh, me and mental health and that. Instead of just
me mental health. Behave, man. You're a grown man. I'd love to blame shit on my mental health, man. But guess what? Your mental health is in your mind, so that means you're in control of it. So the only person to blame is yourself. There you go.
Yes. Big up everyone in the chat. Big up Pressure and that. All the real ones. Big up Peggy, the main mod.
I think we're going to have to get this up there. 1 second.
Yeah.
I won't show it because you know what he's like. He's a snitch. Uncle Kate, exposure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through it one bit by 1 minute. Bullshit artist, Uncle Kate, exposure. I've been sitting backstage listening to how people are going on. If you think I want to turn up and have a straight with exposure.
It's too early, okay? It's only just filling up, lad.
So look, we are free to think that. And the reason we're free to think that is because on yesterday's live, we showed the evidence that Ben Hatchet bottled 4 meetups. Also, he called out exposure to meet him at Liverpool Lime Street. When he got there and seen exposure was there, he said, I can't meet. I'm in Manchester. The train was never cancelled. We proved that yesterday on the live. Listen, we're going to break it down segment by segment because obviously this guy's, look, we understand. We're not stupid. We know how it all works. You're made to look like a total idiot on the internet, yeah? You've got to save some sort of pride and face, ain't you, and make up a load of bollocks. But look, let's just dissect these lies one by one, people, because that's the first lie. If you think he won't, he would have done it already 2 days ago if he was going to fight anyone, right? Next lie. Liverpool, yes, I was angry. Obviously, you know, when they're sitting there, fucking bacons, talking about your kids. No one talked about his kids. The only thing we said about his kids was, your kid's going to grow up knowing that you're a wimp. That's all that was ever said about his kid. And if he can show anything other than that, then show it. Show the evidence now, Ben, you 4-foot wimp. And guess what? Your kid is going to grow up knowing that you're a fucking wimp. So there we go. That's another fact. Like, literally talking about kids. Fucking weirdos. Of course, I lost my head. I was on my way down to...
Strange individual listening as well, isn't it?
Yeah, things on my way, listen, you can be walking into something, etc. So yeah, I ended up going to Manchester. Right, so he says he was coming to meet us at Liverpool. He said he's going to meet us, but someone said you could be walking into something, so he went to Manchester instead. So 1 minute before, he said if you think he wouldn't meet up for a fight, you're mental. But then 2 minutes later, when he was on the way to the fight, when exposure is at Lime Street Station in Liverpool on his own, making videos on YouTube, what are you walking into other than a train station, my friend, with CCTV? What do you think is going to happen? Man's going to pull out a machine gun for a YouTube beef versus a 4-foot dwarf. Behave now. Next lie. 1 sec. This guy is finished online, trust me. Finished. No wonder he quit, a little wimp. I thought at least I got someone with me. And it's true, you know, exposure, he was there. He went to Manchester and said that he'd link up Dean. That's a total fabrication of the truth. I spoke to Dean Lynch-Ward today, and that's not the case. Dean Lynch-Ward had no idea he was coming to Manchester, and when Ben asked him to show fair play against me, he told him no.
That's a fact, mate. If anyone would like to ask Dean Lidgewood, feel free to do so, mate. That's your own business.
You know, we went there, how many people was in the car? Yeah? I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what he, you know what I mean? Obviously, masked.
So you're now saying you don't know what he looks like, he's masked and all that. So did you say that before you called him out for the fight? That's what I want to know. Yeah? Before you called him out for the fight, was you talking about, I don't know what you look like, you've got a mask? No, you wasn't. You said, meet me at Liverpool Lime Street Station. And he did. And you didn't turn up. Well, we've just heard what you done. You shit yourself and went to Manchester. Next.
We didn't know. You can tell from his face, his bent fucking nose, that when he slipped up on that panel, obviously I'll put it in the phone after, so at least we know what he fucking looks like anyway. And he looks like a fucking bacon too.
Well, if Exposure TV looks like a bacon, mate, what the fuck do you look like? You're 4 foot with gold teeth, a fake name and a fake voice. This whole voice you're putting on now is fake. You're from Hastings. You don't sound like that. Ben Woods. You fucking wimp. Here's the next lie. Next lie.
Think that gold Venice that, yeah. I said about doing it, man. Just had someone with.
Dean got hold of Ellis. Listen. Dean Lynch Ward couldn't give a flying fuck about a beef between me and you. Yeah? He couldn't give a flying cunt, mate. He has got a full-time job, kids and a missus. Why would you be begging in a man's inbox who's got a full-time job, a kid and a missus? What are you doing, you absolute wimp? All respect has gone here, I tell you. This is getting cringer by the second.
Tom's doing his Reggie Crane voice.
Not fucking ring it up. Yes, I had you blocked on Insta. I could be asked looking through my whole fucking block contacts. So I sent my number over to Uncle K.
We showed all your messages yesterday. Silly little fraud.
Yesterday, he done no such thing. And also, let me just show everyone so everyone can clearly see. That's Ben Hatchet's account there. Yeah. And he's got me blocked. He comes up like that. So, there you go. Author of The Law of Attraction. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry about that. Hey, we ain't forgot about that, Ben. Just you wait there.
Go and make out whatever you want to make out. It's all good. You're fucking relevant to it. And then I end up going out last night.
Right, so if we're irrelevant to you, why is this video just been put up? Why have you made 2 days of online talking, yeah? If we're irrelevant to you, no, 1 second, because this is very, very, look, there's retards out there and there's people with very low IQ levels, but this guy is taking the fucking biscuit now. So we're irrelevant, but you're making a video about someone who's irrelevant to you. Right, so that makes as much sense as shitting in your hand and eating it, mate. Right, so now we hear about him getting on the crack last night. 1 sec.
I'm like, this fucking YouTuber gets me and I'm never going out. End of the day, I got little Frankie. Like, when I went out last night, I actually got jumped by a couple of people. Ironic, innit? In the back of my neck, literally, for no reason.
Excuse me, has anyone in this chat, or does anyone know anyone who's ever gone out and just been jumped for zero reason? Yeah? Or are we to believe that the real reason was he was acting hard in the pub and someone gave him a few slaps? Obviously. This guy is now expecting us to believe that he got attacked last night by 2 people for no reason. One, please, this is comical fucking, this guy needs to become a comedy writer, not a fucking Law of Attraction. He needs to write the next Ricky Gervais comedy. And who's this Link skeezer? Didn't you get removed off YouTube for being a smackhead or something, Links? Fuck off, you little tramp. You little beggar. You got no time. You ain't got no clout. You got 50 followers, mate. You're not allowed on here. Fuck off, you little tramp.
So, fuck knows what that was about. But yeah, it was done. It's from behind. You know, it's life, isn't it?
From behind, was it? What, who was it? Philip Schofield, or was it an attack? I'm confused now. So now you've got attacked for no reason from behind. This guy is just a storyteller, isn't he? He's a fucking attention seeker. He's like a 12-year-old kid telling this story, isn't it?
Well, you know, look at that, it makes me think, mate, you know what I mean? Anything can happen. If anything happens to you, who's Frankie got?
His mum?
Do you get what I'm saying? So, I'm sitting there getting emotional over this, over fucking bacons. And I'm sitting there going out and I'm relapsing. But listen, you know how Manchester.
You didn't relapse because you was never not relapsed, right? Relapse is for someone who's been off drugs for a substantial amount of time. You cannot relapse after a day or 2 days. You're a junkie, Ben, and you're on cocaine 7 days a week, and I've had that 100% confirmed. So shut up, you little mug, about relapsed, you fucking idiots. You're just a little junkie.
Yes, move on.
I've been here all fucking days.
Right, you're talking about exposure to get a hold of Dean. Why would exposure be contacting a man who's nothing to do with the situation, who's a working man, a family man, who's got his own life going on, who's got fuck all to do with anything to do with it? Why would he be contacting him when you've blocked everyone? We've not blocked you. You've blocked us, you little wimp.
No, it's not. You've got the call. Yeah? You know you could have come and done it. But it's cool. Look, I'll be in Leeds on the 27th. I'll be in Leeds on Saturday.
No, you won't. And if you do, you won't meet me. You'll make a video somewhere 18 miles away and say you was in Leeds, and then you'll fucking drive off, phone me and say you're in Leeds. You little wimp.
I forgot about this. But I've got your faith to think about. Listen, if you want to straighten up, we're a fair play person there.
Right, now let me state this for the record once again, because obviously this guy is severely retarded and has a lot of problems with coping with getting information from one human being's mouth, putting it in his ears and storing the information in the brain cells above his fucking head. Yeah? Now listen, Ben, you thick 3-foot dwarf. You know one. You failure in life. Your books failed. Your careers failed. Everything about you is just a failure. And that's why you wear that same tracksuit 9 days a fucking week. Listen to this carefully. At no point did I ever offer you for a fight. I told you, you 2-foot fucking wimp, to come and say what you said to me on Instagram to my face. And I'm still waiting. I come to meet you in Edinburgh. You made me turn around halfway. Exposure come to meet you in Liverpool, you fucking went to Manchester. Then you were supposed to meet me in Bradford. You made more excuses than a solicitor on a fucking murder case. Now listen to me carefully. You little inbred fuck. Turn up. Stop talking on the net. Just turn up. Pop, pop, bang. You little wimp.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah? I think you're a bunch of fucking nonsense. And that's pretty much what I fucking say about it, really. And if you think I would never, ever not turn up to fight you lot.
We don't think. Thinking is a different thing from knowing. Knowing is facts. Thinking is thinking. So, we know you won't turn up because we didn't turn up. You didn't turn up. Did you, Ben? You hid, you little wimp, and you called Dean Lynch Ward, and he just looked at the phone, see that you was begging, and he turned around, put his fork back in his steak, and he moved on with his day, you little dry guy.
And your mic's gonna be funny than us, alright?
One sec.
Hey.
Only
Another thing, okay. All you do, the lies that you all tell on your stupid panel. Like, you chat so much shit. And again, it's like you're not obsessed with me.
Ben's got all his little troll accounts. He's a proper little troll, isn't he? That's all he is.
We're obsessed with him, but we've never put a goddamn thing about him on the internet till he started posting things about me when I'd arranged to meet him offline, nothing to do with YouTube. I went, let's meet him now, boom, boom. He then decided to bring it to social media, and we're obsessed with him. You wanted clout, you dry 1 foot little fucking dwarf. You're getting it. Now shut up, mate, and do as you're told. You will do as you're told because you don't know anyone who can do anything about it because you're a 2 foot little mug, mate. You fucking dwarf.
Hey, put so fucking report with points. 2 people ever kicked out fucking Raw War. Type once and me, I fucking won.
Right. The difference was Charlie Bronson was kicked out of Baltimore because he was a significant danger. Yeah, he was a danger to the staff, he was a danger to himself, and he was a danger to fucking anyone around him because he was a total fucking lunatic. You got kicked out of Broadmoor because you're a fucking sap, mate. You didn't get kicked out because you're dangerous. You're Freestone or wet noodle, you little mug from fucking Hastings. You're an absolute vile little bully of children. Children that you robbed at knife point for trainers, mate. Who robs kids at knife point for trainers, mate? Ben Woods, the wimp. Anyway, this guy has hit rock bottom. Go and watch the video. Look at the state of him from his coke session last night. A proper little washed up junkie he is.
Absolute potato.
Because it's a fact and it's my fucking life story. Alright, mate. And I take the piss out of the book, saying this, and you take all these other fucking life.
Someone said your audio's putting in and out.
Ben, you wrote a 25-page book. Of course we're going to take the piss out of your book, mate. Who writes a 25-page book who's not a child's author? Like, if you're not a children author, what are you doing writing 25-page books?
Hey, look what he done. He rang Dean and said, Paul Ellis says he's going to come and get me. What shall I do? Will you ring him, bro? Oh, fucking...
Well, people. Well done, Paul Ellis, for being a good, honest person and telling the truth. He's a fucking 2 foot wimp, a spineless little bully of children, and he's just a dirty little wrong and calling people nonsense. Me and Exposure TV have got full-time custody of our children. Have you, Ben? No, you're a fucking weekend dad at best. You've only seen your son less times than Ronaldo sees fucking the Man United changing room, you cunt. Let me put it this way, Ben. Being a father, you don't become that in a week, mate. You've been a dad a week. I've been a dad 20 years, you little wimp. Don't talk about being a father to me, you cunt. You don't know what being a dad is, you little fucking mug. Do you know how many times I've had to fucking nearly kill people to get money to feed my kids, you little cunt? Shut up, you little spineless no one. Talking shit on the internet. We exposed you for what you are. A nobody, spineless dwarf wimp, mate. That's that, mate.
Pathetic wimp.
Being buried. I told you not to talk shit online about me, or I was just gonna fucking bury you, mate. You didn't listen, and now you're doing the sympathy. Oh, why is everyone coming to my page and call me a wimp? Because you're a wimp. Because you're a wimp. And anyone who's in this chat and you've got 15 seconds spare of your life, go to his video and just write Ben the Wimp Woods. Because that's what he is. He's a wimp, and his name ain't Hatchet. That's a fake name.
Saying that they were in jail with him, yeah? Someone called John said they were in jail with him, now we expose him now.
Yeah, get him on.
Hey, you know what's sad? I was doing a video before seeing Ben's last video because I was feeling sorry for him, weren't we? I seen that he writ a statement saying he's staying off YouTube now.
Oh, yeah.
He realises he's not going to fight no more.
Please, I forgot about that, sorry. That's why I come on here tonight, sorry. This is what we've done to the little wimp. What's this for a spineless little man? This is a wimp, this is. Taken from his, so everyone can see, it's not a lie. I'm sure you lot follow him anyway. Ben Hatchet Official. This is going to get a little bit cringy, a bit desperate, and a bit beggy, so bear with me, people. This is the sort of tedious shit posts that little faggots like him put on the internet. A weak little man. Family is the most important thing. Cher was and is my only love. I think that's a lie, mate. Cocaine's your only love, you little wimp. I know we've been toxic as fuck. That's a slight understatement, Ben. But we brought a boy into this world. We've got to take responsibility for the things we do. Good. Get a job, you little dosser. October will be my last fight. I'm stepping away from social media. I've got a lot of growing up to do. Yeah, I think you do, mate. You've told a lot of lies and you've tried to front a lot of bullshit, Ben. You're a spineless little man. You've got little man syndrome, right? So he's quitting his last fight. Yesterday he's calling out Chazza. Now he's calling his last fight. And you can guarantee he'll make sure that fight's against a wimp. Big up to whoever, I'm not going to mention that person's name, for giving me a job opportunity. I'm moving back to Scotland in my little family bubble. I've got demons I've got to face, and I just want the quiet life and to be the best dad. Drink, drugs, being sleazy, it's not my life. So you admit that you're a sleazy little man. Perfect. I'm still trying to find myself after being away so long. Fuck off, mate. I've done 8.5 years in jail. You've got plenty of time to find yourself in jail. If you can't find yourself in jail, you ain't never finding yourself, mate. And suffered mental health. There's the mental health card. The ugly, dirty little retard of a man.
I've been told everyone yesterday that is using
around people. It's difficult out for me around people. It weren't difficult around people when you're looking for clout, giving out sandwiches you got for free to homeless people, was it? No, mate.
John, on the links there.
The guy is a dry little guy, like a dry little man. He's a pathological liar, and all of that I've just shown has proven he's a pathological liar. 100% fact, mate. Isn't it? Like, look how many times he's been caught. Look how many times he's been caught lying, and he's saying he's in Manchester now.
We know you're watching now, Ben. You little wimp.
You're watching Ben, you little crackhead.
Say your little stupid Paulo. You know your statement you gave earlier was the best thing ever. You know, you're admitting you weren't a fighter, you weren't going to fight no more. You know, you're going to go home to your family and get a job, and then here you are off your man on the Charlie begging for attention again.
So
you let the devil possess you, and you got ego and pride, and you're trying to act like you're a bad man again and making excuses up for being a total wally. Calling people out for fights on YouTube, thinking you're hard.
He's a devil worshipper, mate. He is a pagan, mate.
He's just he says he's got demons, but you are a demon, Ben. You're a little.
You are a demon.
Look at your face, your rat features. Your rat features, look at you little rat. Look at the kid here. Fucking hell, lad. I spent 2 minutes in a room at your bed, lad. Your bed would be on her knees. To me, that's a fact. I'll be saying to you, lad. We'll be sending you to go and get the 3 for 50 on the corner. Go on, Ben, you go and get the ammo. You little wimp.
You run down the shop and get us a pack of raws, Ben. Good girl. There's a good little girl.
Just your rat features. Hey.
Rat features, and he's a grass as well, as we already know.
You know what he looks like? Remember that villain, Ninja Mutants turtle fucking arrow thing? Remember the Splinter? Oh, you look like Splinter. Oh. Splinter, mate. That's his new name. Absolute little lad.
Oi, listen, best comment, yesterday, was Johnny Sparrow when he went, what's Babe Station? Like he ain't got a fucking yearly subscription. Listen to this one, My missus, her granddad is 85, and he watches Babe Station 24 hours a day. So Johnny Sparrow, you definitely know what it is.
Who's Jazz in the background? Jazz, show your face.
He's Ben trying to porn bomb it.
Oh, it's a Scottish fella. He's alright, I think he's been on before.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of questions.
You alright, Jazz?
What's that, my man?
Well, you alright, fella?
Can you hear me? Aye, sound
yeah,
me.
Yeah, but your mic's a bit funny, like.
Will I come out and come back in?
Yeah, do not go on, lad.
Aye. Will I come out and come back in, mate?
Yeah, just leave and then go
Can
back
you hear
in.
me, pal?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the mic's
Right.
off, telling us. Just leave and then come back in.
Right. Right, 2 seconds.
Do I have to remove him? No, remove him. You there, Kate? Yo. Yo, people. 1 second, big up Inspector Humble. Humble in the house, eh? Humble. Is that who's this young lady, eh? Hey!
Yo,
Coming. Hey!
sorry, I have to fucking
Come
actually
on.
mother-in-law.
Come
Anyway,
Hey.
yeah, what we got to think here is, look, everyone gets desperate in life, and when a million people see you getting mocked, you got to save some face. So he's made that video, but he's made that video 2 hours after he said that he quit social media. He can't stop lying to share. The poor girl. This guy is a pathological liar. I mean, imagine posting you quitting social media and within an hour you're posting a video going all coats off your head from last night, making up lies about you got beat up for sympathy, making up lies you got attacked by behind by 2 guys for no reason at all. Could you imagine how hard Ben Hatchet thinks he is in a pub after he's had 2 shandies, the little mug? Could you imagine? What a little Larry. That's what we used to call him. Back in the day in London, yeah, like in the 90s and 2000s, if you was a Ben Hatchet, we'd just call you a little Larry. Look at that little Larry. Got a little Larry. Fucking Larry. Fucking Larry, mate. What an embarrassment, man. You should have just left it. You get me? He should have just left it. He knows, everyone knows he's a whip, man. I was doing the live source in Manchester Cage. And the 2-foot wimp. Too funny, isn't it?
We're giving him views, bro. That's why he's after clout. Try to act tough, but
We've got to give him views when he's making these obscene lies up. So we have to address it. Then he's saying we're lying. We don't need to lie, bro. You're saying we're lying about your book, bro. There's children's authors who write books. They're more than 25 pages. Katie Price writes books longer than 25 pages, man. Do you know what I mean? I've had morning shits with a higher Q than Katie Price, mate. So allow it then, man. Your 25 book on the law of attraction is a fucking flop, mate. It's like an old man's willy without Viagra. It's one big fucking mess. The law of begs. No one bought it. No one read it. No one cares. The 37 copies that sold, right? The 37 copies that sold in the history of selling in like the whole universe, yeah, you can guarantee 30 of them were Ben buying them. Like who?
No.
Like, all right, I'll tell you what then. I'll tell you what. Let's make it fair, innit? Right? Sweet. I'll ask the people in the chat. Press 1 if you have or you would buy and read The Law of Attraction by Ben Hatchet. Press 2 if you'd rather wipe your ass on a bit of toilet paper, stick it on your own wall and sniff it for an hour. There you go. 1 for if you want to read it. 2 if you'd rather sniff your own shit on the wall. There you go. Easy. That way we get to the bottom of it, don't we? But who's willing to sniff their own shit before they read Ben Hatchet's book? That's what I want to know. Yeah. There we go. There's a wall of 2s. People are willing to sniff their own shit off the wall in their house. What we've now, right? So I might, you
man,
might
are you
accuse me of
watching this,
lying.
man? Does this not make you realise you just need to quit YouTube?
Right?
Does
Not only that,
realise you
but
need to
listen
stop
to me.
acting hard? Look at the whole.
Right.
It's
Right,
500
listen.
views.
This is what you need to analyse here, right? There's 500 people in the chat. One person said they would read his book, yeah?
There's not even
The
one.
other 400... No, there was one person. I'm not going to lie. The other 499 said they would rather take human shit from their own arsehole, put it on a tissue, stick it on their own wall, thus getting shit on their own wall, and then put their nose to their wall and sniff it for an hour, rather than read your tedious book of lies, Ben. How's that? How's that for the law of attraction? Hey, that's the law of Uncle K, you fucking mug. How about that?
27
Yes, you would have said donation. Yes, man.
So big up Jimmy, lad. Big up Jim.
Sorry to tackle, we know you're watching. You're another wimp with a girth for the earth. Keep away from schools, you fucking wrong 'un.